And hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Kaz Has. My name is Kazvon, and this is Woolde Tree Adventures. It is a game that is by Chubby Pixel. It is currently available on Steam. I played through it, and hopefully going to give you my impressions on it. Well, first of all, it looks pretty neat, huh? Like, the art style is really cool. You're this little tree dude, you're a stump. The story is really sparse, and if you jump repeatedly, you end up bopping on his head. I don't know if that's a bug. I don't know, looks kind of like a bug. But anyway, the story is basically, you are asked by an elder tree, I guess? It doesn't really give him a name. To collect water for the forest and give them water. As you continue on your adventures, these little droplets are levels, and they unlock as you continue. I believe the first level's right, like here, and second level, third level, fourth level, all the way upstairs to the 5th and 6th level. I have completed the game. It's really, really short. The game is about 40 minutes long, maybe an hour if you take your time and want to collect everything, but it's not really necessary. If you can see, it has a counter of how many berries I've collected. That's really more of a, the only thing that really has to do with it is it allows you to upgrade your leaf. You start with a green leaf, and then you get a yellow leaf, which allows you to, like, okay, so green leaves let you just swipe, yellow leaves let you shoot a little, like, tornado thingy. I should just grab my orange leaf because I unlocked it. It lets you shoot a little further, I think. And I don't know what the last one does because I haven't collected enough fruit to actually get it. I think you need 800, I have 574, but whatever. So, one thing I don't like about this game, right off the bat, I cannot control my camera at all. There's no camera controls, which is really difficult. We'll just get into this level. It's really hard to actually play the game that way. I'm going to go into a level that I've actually practiced a few times, just so I can more easily show off the level, because it's tough going to a level cold, because you can't zoom out. That little overhead view is the only time you can actually get a sense of the entire level, which is really short. And you just kind of like wander around. It's a platformer, but as you can see, the camera just kind of just jumps everywhere, and it's really hard to actually get a feel for things. It actually zips around so much that makes me feel kind of sick sometimes, so I had to play this game in like 2 different sessions. Like after about 20 minutes, I just couldn't handle it anymore. That was a water droplet. Yeah, there's 3 of those in every level, and then I fall to my death. So that's where I respawn. Oh, it respawned me at the beginning of the level. Okay. Sometimes it will respawn you. See, I don't know if it's a bug. I really can't tell. Some levels, if you get far enough in it, they're really linear, right? And there's long platforming sections. So sometimes you'll fall off the world and it'll respawn you kind of close by, but then you'll fall off the world right near there again, and it'll spawn you all the way back at the beginning. It's really inconsistent how the respawns work. I think maybe they're trying to go for a thing where you fall off the world and it respawns you like right where you were, but it doesn't work. That was combat, by the way. You just kind of hit the B button and you whip them and they die. So let's just go along here. Caterpillars are friendly. And we'll just make our way through here. This is like a 2D... This is kind of cool. It's like a mini 2D platforming puzzle within a 3D platforming game. That's kind of cool. I like that. Let's get back up here. Alright. I find myself... Okay, so this is the regular walking speed. To run, you have to hold X. I find myself just holding X the entire time. I don't know if that's a conceit, because they wanted to make it playable with analog and just straight up D-pad. But D-pad doesn't work on a 360 controller, but it would make sense that they don't want to just make it bound to an analog stick, but come on guys, I mean, if I push the analog stick all the way forward, do you think he'd run? I don't know, that's just a personal preference of mine. So here we go, we're gonna come around here. Hop on down into the water. The water's okay to walk in. Here's more combat. He's dead. Everything only takes 1 hit to kill. There's no bosses. There's just, there's only 1 monster in the game that actually gave me any trouble, and it was a bumblebee that was at the bottom of a... Man, just run. Just jump over. There was a bumblebee at, like, the bottom of a platform where I had to get down to, but the camera wouldn't let me see it, so I had to, like, finagle my way. You have some air control, and I had to make some crazy... weird, air moves just to make it work. So we have all 3 drops. I've fallen down that hole several times right here because when you're coming at the camera and you can't see the gap, it's really impossible to make sure that you don't miss it. That's happened several times where it looks like, oh man, Where it happens several times where it looks like you can just walk through a part, but actually there's a huge gap, but the camera's just not in the right spot for you to see it. So the camera really betrays any sort of like, I don't know, enjoyment that I could maybe derive out of this game. I have completed it though, so I did find my way through it, but it was really kind of a struggle. Especially since the whole motion sickness thing. Come on. See, as you collect berries, your bag gets freaking huge, and it makes it kind of hard to see where your feet are supposed to plant on the ground. So here we go. Oh, crap. Well, I fell off. This is the very end of the level. So see, now it spawned me kind of at the middle part. I think last time it also spawned me at the middle of the level. It's, like I said, it's really inconsistent on how it actually handles that kind of thing. It's very, very strange. But there's no fall damage, so as long as you land on something that is solid. Oh, man. I'm normally not this bad, but at the same time, the controls are kind of weird. It's not very, like... He takes a second to slow down, especially if you're running. He'll take a few steps, maybe. He'll take at least one step to actually stop. So maybe I should just, like, slow my roll on this part. Being a little too aggressive. Come on, get up there. Like, the level design isn't that bad. And the character design, the art, and all that, it's not too terrible at all. It's just the actual, like... The controls aren't great. I mean, well, the controls aren't bad. It's just your ability to see where you're going is bad. So it makes you feel more out of control than you really are. And by proxy, it makes the controls feel kind of bad. You know what I mean? I hope I'm explaining that okay. It's really hard to actually, like, put that into words. So that was... I think that's like the third level I went to. There's no numbers on them, so it's really hard to tell. But there's no reason to really go back besides collecting more berries. I'm up to 732 berries as set outside my house. So... Got a few more to go, and I can actually get the final leaf, whatever that does. So here we are. I think this is the last level. And it's pretty much the same thing. The only thing it really adds... There's no new mechanics. Like, pretty much everything you've seen is everything there is. Nothing really changes up too much. Like, even on this part... Oh, let me get up here. Let me get up here. There we go. Like, even on this part, there's parts that you'd think would be, like, slippery, like ice... But they're not? Oh, did I kill that guy? I don't think that guy even has a death animation, which is weird. But yeah, it gets really frustrating when... Oh, I think I actually skipped a water droplet. It gets really frustrating because I guess it's an exploration game, but if you can't see where you're going, it's really hard to actually want to explore. And it's not hard to find, like, these water droplets. They're pretty much anywhere. See, here's one. Anywhere that's not on, like, the critical path, there's going to be a water droplet there. There's not like multiple forks you can go to. There's no like secrets that I found. Maybe there are. I'm not sure. There's also local multiplayer, and I don't even know. I haven't tried it, but I can't imagine doing this on split screen. Like, just having one screen is kind of tough enough. I couldn't even imagine having a split screen going on and having even less awareness of where I am. And there we go to my death. Am I back at the beginning? Yeah, I think I'm back at the beginning. Let me grab these. All I really want is the berries, guys. And I could just stop playing. I mean, it's not an expensive game, but in general, you don't want to, like, judge a game based on its price. I mean, a super short game is probably going to be a cheaper game. But it shouldn't be like, oh, this game's cheap, so it's bad. It's more like this game costs less money because it's a shorter game, and that's usually how pricing works. In general, you wouldn't want to sell a bad game. But this made it onto Steam. I'm not sure how. That's not to, like, deride the game or anything, but I'm not sure if it went through Greenlight or something. But it seems like it's really cool looking. And when I go into these houses, you'll see, like, I can't... This one's not as glitchy. There's some of them where the camera just kind of freaks out and it's like, gets stuck. But it just seems like it hasn't been played through enough to actually warrant even... I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's really been giving it enough TLC to be on Steam. That sounds like a horrible thing to say, but... For serious, like... It's just not great to handle. I love how it looks. The character design's great, like I said, but, like, I have no camera control, so I can't see where I'm going half the time, and when you have to make, like, there's a lot of parts where there'll be a platform, you'll be on a platform like this, and there'll be a platform to your left off screen, and you'll have no idea it's there. And that's happened a couple times in some of the levels, and I'm just gonna keep falling to my death here as I talk. It's happened a couple times in some of the levels where I've been sure I've explored the entire stage, but there was like always like, oh no, you had to jump off the screen here. It's like, oh. And I don't know if that's designed to make the game longer than it is, because this game is real short, and the only difficulty is actually, the only real difficulty is actually combating the camera, and that's pretty much all it is. Also, like, the checkpoint system, like I said, it's pretty bad. I think I don't know if it's just not working as intended, but it seems pretty inconsistent and weird. I'm just gonna keep falling off that exact platform every time. Which is why it's even more frustrating when you've already completed a section and you can't checkpoint beyond it. It's not difficult, I'm just kind of trying to hurry through it. And I'm pretty sure I'm skipping one of the water droplets, so I can't complete the level anyway, which is another thing. You can't just, like, end the level when you haven't, like, grabbed everything. Meaning all the droplets, so you can't just be like, well, I'll finish this later. It doesn't go Mario style like that with the stars. It's more, no, there we go. I think I checkpointed right before that jump. Come on, there we go. But yeah, is this a game you can recommend to people? I don't know. I mean, if you just like pretty looking games that are super short, I mean, it seems like a kid's game to me, but it makes me feel ill playing it just because of the camera. So I don't know if I'd recommend it even for a kid, especially if you have to clean up after their mess, because you might vomit. Let's get into some combat here. One shot, one kill. That's not even because of my upgraded leaf, that's just because... Nope, there we go, I got the white leaf. And here I'm on some ice. I don't slide, which is really strange. There's like really no other mechanics besides just jumping. And I've missed a water droplet, so I can't finish the level. If I try to finish the level, I think it just stops me, yeah. So I get to backtrack and look back through the level and try and find it, but I'm not really interested in that, so let's just actually go back. Well, that's Woolde Tree Adventures. It's a game on Steam. It is $2.99. If you want to give it a try, I'll leave a link in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.